My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday and a happy South Lake morning. I'm so glad you're with us today. Look, if you are watching us on the socials, make sure you like our Facebook page, you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, love, and share. As a matter of fact, if you're not watching us on the socials, pick up that phone and like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our channel so you can get notified whenever we come on. All right, what are we going to talk about today? Today we have an amazing show for you. Today is National Handbag Day, so we're going to talk about handbags briefly. We're going to talk about a couple of really cool community events that's going on. We are going to continue our series on failure for a Cup of Joe. We're going to talk about getting on the horse, so stay tuned for that. And finally, we have my dear friend Jacquie Peterson coming back. She was with us a few weeks ago talking about her business, Splash Social Marketing, and some of the things that they do and can accomplish. And she's coming back today to talk about something else incredible that she did. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Jacquie is a hero and a survivor. If you stay tuned, you'll find out why. We're going to hear from our family of sponsors first, but when we come back, we're going to have an amazing show for you, so stick around. Today is worth watching.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the mortgage firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Clearmont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
Hello, my name is Michael Singh with Singh Insurance and Financial Services. Our goal is to build trust based on a clear understanding of how your insurance policy protects you, your family, and even your business. When was the last time you took a good hard look at your insurance coverage? Would you be open to the possibility of reviewing your policy with me? One review of your policy can save you valuable time and money. Call me today to set up a review of what may be available.
Wow, good to hear from our family of sponsors. You know, our family of sponsors consists right now of Erica's Tea Room, Mary Rhodes, the mortgage firm, and Michael Singh, Singh Insurance and Financial Planning. Look, these people are amazing. We don't just bring anybody on that's willing to write a check. We vet them. These guys are outstanding, experts in their field. You should use them. All right, what are we going to do today? Well, today is National Handbag Day. How about that? You know, handbags have been around for thousands of years. It used to be something that people had to have for survival. You know, I'm sure the cavemen sewed together a couple of pieces of pelt so they could carry what they needed with them. Man, can you imagine how rich that guy got?
Yes.
You know, he had more rocks than he needed, man. You think it was the same guy that invented the wheel?
I bet they're related.
They're probably pretty close. An innovator. Look, handbag today I'm always amazed at my wife, and I always have been, that, you know, handbags today, well, handbags used to be a thing only women carried. How about you? Do you carry a purse, Jay?
No, sir. I am MERS-free.
You are
I was
MERS-free?
really hoping you wouldn't bring the wives into this, because I was really hoping my wife would not figure out that it's handbag day. I'll end up doing something involving Louis or a Goyard or something. You really shouldn't have mentioned this, Joe.
You know, my wife is funny. My wife is great in that she loves what she loves, but she doesn't need like 1,900 of them. But my wife has like 3 basic bags. But God forbid one of them breaks or gets used up for some reason. or gets lost, because then the hunt is on. It literally takes her 3.5 months to replace that bag, because she'll go out, she'll try them on, she'll see what there is, she'll see the prices, she'll go into expensive stores, then she sees if she can get a knockoff that works. It's actually, and this all started for me when she carried a diaper bag. So every woman has, apparently, these 3 basic bags. The huge bag that you can stuff everything into for a quick runaway overnight trip. Then there is the bag for the daily use that has all the things you might need as a woman during the day. And then they have the evening bag, the clutch. That's technically what a purse is. It boggles my mind. You know, I carry a laptop bag with all my stuff for business. It's because I do so much business remote. But other than that, I got pockets. And I like it that way. All right, handbag day. If you are a woman, go look at some handbags. Try not to spend too much. If you're a man, just shut your mouth about it, okay? Just let it happen. Tomorrow will be another day. Got some cool community events going on in South Lake County. We got the Barbecue, Blues, and Bluegrass Festival. This happens annually at the winery every single year. I was actually at this last year as a volunteer. Tickets to come in are actually quite inexpensive. You can pay for
That's not the right one.
you pay for... Is that not the right one?
No, that wasn't the right one, Joe.
Nope. Well, there
We'll
is
find
a
it.
Blues and Barbecue Festival at the Lake Ridge Winery. It starts tomorrow, goes tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. I believe it starts at 1 o'clock. But here's the best part is the weather's gorgeous out there. They play blues every day till 10 o'clock. One ticket gets you in. You can tour the winery. You can get in. You bring chairs. You can sit there all day if you want. They have amazing food truck. That's it, I think.
There you go, Joe.
There it is. They have all sorts of amazing barbecue food trucks, and they even have some alternate food stands. If you don't want the barbecue, there's other stuff you can get. All the food was amazing. Bring your wallet. It's not necessarily cheap if you use the food trucks, but it is worth every penny. It was a lot of fun. Looks like BB King is playing this year. Is that what I saw?
No,
Is that BB King Barbecue?
That's barbecue, yeah.
That's BB King Barbecue.
Yeah.
If you go to the website, you can see some of the trucks that are coming. All right, the other event, important event, the America's Mighty Warriors race. And this is they have several levels of race. Jay has this up on the screen. There's going to be a Gold Star mom speaking, an event that was started. This event and organization was started because of a young man who got a traumatic brain injury as a veteran, in active service. Anyways, this is at Claremont Historic Festival. It is on the 12th. I believe it runs from 10 a.m. to 12:30. I could be wrong. It could be earlier. It's on the website. Could be a good time just to go down and have fun and watch and listen to the speech. There's always so much to do down there. Something fun to do this weekend. All right. Failure. Continuing our series. Have you ever heard of the story, get back up on the horse? You ever heard that phrase? It's kind of a cliche. That comes from the Old West, actually, when they used to have to break wild horses. And the concept of breaking a horse is it's wild, so it's not used to having somebody ride on it. So the only way to really break a wild horse is to actually get on its back and get it used to riding. Well, here's the thing. As we talk about failure, I love this. This is a great allegory. And of course, the phrase get back on the horse refers to when you get on a wild horse, it's going to buck, it's going to jump, it's going to run, and it tries to throw you off. And if you get thrown off, you have to get right back on. But a lot of people never got on the horse to begin with. So many of us see ourselves in some portion of our life as a failure. And the truth is, we never got on for the first ride because we were afraid of getting thrown. For some of us, we got on for that first ride and we did get thrown. But we didn't have somebody in our life that could help us get back, could even tell us, hey, you better get back up on that horse. Here's the best part. Do you know when you're breaking a horse, getting back on the horse is less about the rider and it's more about teaching the horse who's boss. It's more about letting the horse know you're not getting out of this. How many things in your life have you ever done that you let it control you instead of you controlling it? I know there are several examples in my own life, and I know that sometimes the concept of getting on the horse in the first place and then getting back on the horse is just kind of telling the world, hey, I'm not giving up. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to go away unseen. You know, this whole thing, this whole phrase, get back on the horse, it's all about quitting. And the truth is, you don't really fail until you quit. You know, I'd much rather die as a failure than fail as a quitter. Because if you keep trying, you might win, you might succeed. Certainly, you'll get better at whatever you're trying to do. You'll have some sort of success, while you may not achieve what you think you should. But if you quit, you won't achieve anything. So you should join the world of people who get back on the horse. They're the ones who win. Anyways, that's it for that section. Look, we're going to go hear from Mike and Mary and Erica again. And when we come back, we're going to have someone that I look up to, a hero and a survivor of breast cancer. We're going to hear her story when we get back. Stick around. I'll see you in a minute.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the mortgage firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Our team has over 30 years of experience helping first-time homebuyers, veterans, move-up buyers, seasoned investors, and more. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
The best things in life aren't items we can grab and hold. They are the moments that grab and hold us. Moments that captivate us, inspire us, and enrich us. Moments that bring joy, strength, and peace. At Sing Insurance and Financial Services, we help you to treasure these times by being there when life's most difficult moments arise. Through our services, you will find independence, flexibility, health, and security that will prosper and protect your life. Whether you are driving that new car, buying that new home, opening that new business, or building a new family, we provide you the peace of mind and freedom to enjoy life's best things. Your next moment is waiting. Are you ready?
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Clearmont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
Welcome back. I want to say thank you to my friend, Jacquie Peterson. Jacquie has been a friend of mine, and I've looked up to her actually for a while. We actually started building our friendship like a year and a half ago. Jacquie, my friendship with Jacquie is much a result of the meetings I have with people at Panera Bread downtown, because I don't like quick networking things. I prefer to invite people to coffee and get to know them a little better. And then I get friendships like this. Look, Jacquie Peterson is, you may remember her from her previous episode. She is a co-owner with her husband of Splash Social Marketing. I told her I was going to introduce her as a hero and a survivor, and she says to me, I don't know about that. When you hear her story, you will agree with me. Instead of the long list of bona fides I normally do in an introduction, I've talked to Jacquie, and we're going to talk about a little bit of facts, some statistics about breast cancer in America today. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. The biggest risk of breast cancer is to be female and aging. 95% of women over 40 will be diagnosed with breast cancer. No, I take it 95% of women diagnosed with breast cancer will be women and over 40. Regular screening will lower your mortality rate if diagnosed by 97% over women who don't get regular screening. The deaths due to breast cancer have been declining since 1990. In every year, 220,000 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer. 40,000 of them will die. That's 1 in 5. A little bit more than that, actually. Leading cause of breast cancer is the leading cause of cancer death in the worldwide, and the second leading cause of cancer death in the U.S. 3.5 million survivors live in the U.S. That's an amazing number, I think. Every 2 minutes in the United States, a woman will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Every minute, a woman will die worldwide of breast cancer. That's 1,400 women a day dying of breast cancer. And if you are a man, 1 in 1,000 men get diagnosed with breast cancer, and of those, 1 in 4 will die. 25%. So it is a lot to take in. So Jackie, I was actually sharing with Jackie, and again, she's very humble, but I was sharing with her about my struggle to find people this year for these segments this month. And she had actually shared with me an amazing story. And I'd just like to ask her, Jackie, tell us a little bit about your story and just give us the beginning. I know you had said it had something to do with, Jackie is a breast cancer survivor. But she is a rare type of breast cancer survivor. So tell us a little bit about your story and your family history and what spurred some of this for you.
My story actually starts back when I was around 13, and my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And Mom was such a strong woman, really strong woman, a great role model. But I watched her for 20 years fight and struggle. And she didn't miss work unless she was in surgery. Radiation, chemo, going to work right afterwards. So such strength. And at some point in my maybe late teens, early 20s, I'm not exactly sure, but a big advance happened in the medical industry where now they can identify a certain gene mutation. And if you have this gene mutation, you have an 87% higher chance of developing breast or ovarian cancer than the average population, which you just read is already very high. So my mother spent many thousands of dollars just to get tested. It was going to do nothing for her but give information to her daughters. She was positive for the BRCA1 gene. Her doctor...
Before you go into the rest of that, I want you, because what fascinated me was the family history about your aunts, and go into that first a little bit.
So my mom, her mother, had 3 sisters. 3 out of the 4 of them died of either breast or ovarian cancer. My great-grandmother died of breast or ovarian cancer, and it just went up and up and up. That's if you are a female on that side of the family, it's very unlikely that you would survive. And years ago, they were dying in their 40s. They were being diagnosed late 30s, early 40s, and not making it to 50.
When it was too late. Okay, so let's fast forward.
So
finish what you were saying about Mom.
Mom got the genetic counseling and the testing done, found out she had the gene mutation, which means that each of her daughters has a 50-50 chance of having this gene.
And how many sisters do you have?
2.
2.
And her doctor would constantly say, why are your daughters not getting tested? Incredulous that we were not getting tested, but we were young. And I was lucky enough that I met Tom, my husband. I was only 19. So at an early age, I knew I was set on this path for marriage and kids. And we talked about it, and we knew we didn't want to have the testing done and find out if I was a carrier of the gene mutation until we were ready to take steps. The only steps we could take would be to decide to have ovaries and fallopian tubes removed and have a double mastectomy.
So typically women, we get told about the examination, but there are other ways to be screened for that. That's a primary thing you can do for yourself, right?
Right. If you have the certain history and background, then yes, you can go for the genetic testing.
So I would imagine young at puberty, your mom started teaching you. I mean, that was around
yeah.
then.
Yeah,
Your mom was
breast-
like, okay, let's learn how to do this, right? That has to be an embarrassing moment both for the mom and the teenager.
I remember, this is not something I actually talk about often, but I remember when my mom was first diagnosed, it was the same time that I got my first pair of glasses. And we were driving in the car to go pick up my glasses, and my mom was sitting next to me, and she just reached out as she normally would to pat my leg. And I just remember, like, it was, I didn't understand what was going on yet. I wasn't, I was a smart, bright 13-year-old, but it was just frightening.
Yeah.
And so that's what I grew up with. And again, so proud of my mom. But Tom and I had a very rough few years. My father-in-law, my mother, and my father were all diagnosed with cancer within 2.5 weeks of each other. For the next 1.5 to 2 years, all we had was doctor's appointments, illness. We were the closest ones geographically.
So was your mother diagnosed before she was tested or after?
She fought for 20 years. So she was diagnosed when I was 13, and then she got tested. I'm not sure when that came about. Late teens, early 20s. So one of her final diagnosis was maybe 2001, 2002. And Tom and I were just, caretakers and dealing with everything with these three parents. So we talked a lot during that time.
That's one of the things that can be so vicious about the disease, too, is that by the time it's noticeable, it's just, I've learned this through my research, not through personal experience, but by the time it gets diagnosed, they can take care of that cancer. But many times, women who don't survive, they end up with cancer that had been caused by that at some other place in their body, maybe even in that general vicinity.
My mother died of lung cancer,
Oh.
not the breast cancer, but it was lung cancer caused by radiation from treatments. So this 1.5 years or so, we lost both, in less than a year, we lost my father-in-law and my mother. And my father had been given 5 to 7 years, and he's still with us though, and that was 17 years ago. But my kids were 1 and 3 during that time. So Tom and I, we had the conversation. Let's, as soon as we're past this and we can deal with it, let's get the testing done. So in 2003, I got tested, and I do have the gene mutation. So we decided, let's go forward. But back then, it wasn't, this prophylactic surgery was not a common thing.
Now, that was the thing when you had said to me that actually made me start asking questions, because I had actually never heard of that. And they call it prophylactic surgery. Mm-hmm. Why do they call it that? Because it's preventative?
Yes, because what was so important to me was to look at my 2 and 4-year-old at the time of my surgery and be able to tell them, mommy's okay, mommy's healthy. The doctors are doing things to help mommy stay healthy, so I can be here for you. And that's exactly what it was. Is before I was 33, 35 when I had the surgeries, 33 when I got the diagnosis, 35 when I had the surgeries. In my family, that meant I was right. That's when my family, the women in my family, get diagnosed. So I was like, I know I'm facing this on my terms. Take that cancer. I'm gonna just get rid of everything so you can't get me. And that was the attitude that I have. My kids, I wanted them to know I did everything I could to stay alive and be with them. But also that when the time came for them to decide whether they want to have the genetic counseling, genetic testing, or that they knew that at the least they could do what mommy did, and there's surgeries that could help them live. And my hope was that by the time they got to that age, we'd be so far advanced that, I'll just take this cancer pill and be done. Yeah.
Because you like to think that they're trying to work on a cure, right?
Yeah.
Now this surgery is actually far more common than you would think. We all associate, because we know enough about cancer in today's culture, that it's probably chemo or surgery or both. But this kind of preventive surgery has had some controversy to it.
And it was very not heard of when I decided. In fact, when I went to meet the first oncologist, I had 2 nurses came into the room, and they closed the door, and it was very unsettling. And they each took a hand of mine. They said, keep looking. this is going to be a fight, not just for the surgeries, but it's going to be a fight to find doctors that will do this for you. Keep going. I didn't have to fight. That first surgeon that I met took one look at my history and he said, I'll do this. He said, or you are going to be, you're going to be the cancer patient any day now. And he told me a story about a patient that he had just recently had who came in with breast cancer on one breast, but wanted both breasts removed. And he would not remove that healthy breast because the type of cancer she had was not one that would cross over. And he told her, she just wanted it for cosmetic reasons. He said, I will not remove a healthy breast. And here I am with 2 healthy breasts. And he said, absolutely, we're removing them. But that was how strong my family history was. And that, Jean, he said, you are a walking time bomb.
So had your mom passed at this time?
Yes.
So you were, how did your sisters feel about this?
They were very supportive. I'm sure they had a lot of feelings going on themselves. They are older than me by 6 and 8 years. So they were really in the mix of everything. But
I guess if you were 35, they were, as we just saw, in the prime zone.
Yeah, and I was the first one to get tested. My middle sister eventually got tested, and she had the gene mutation as well. Immediately had her ovaries and tubes removed, and then she had a whole bunch of family stuff happen before she was able to get to the mastectomy. And so she just went the extra cautious, all types of screening, and I'm just going to keep watching route. And then my oldest sister was the last of us to get tested, and she was negative. She does not carry the gene. And I actually think there was a little bit of guilt over that. My younger sisters are carriers of this gene and could be passing it on to their kids. And, why did I get off scot-free when I watch all the women in my family die from this?
It's kind of like an oldest child thing, though. As you feel like you should bear the brunt of everything because you become the ad hoc parent as the parents pass. I want to ask you that, so you had this surgery and, did you have reconstructive surgery? Is that, if I ever ask anything,
no,
the person
the
tell
whole
me, shut up,
process
Joe.
was a matter of...
Was it all part of the same process? Did you heal from the original surgery?
My first surgery was in April of 2005, and that was to have my ovaries and tubes taken out. And that was a big, because the ovarian cancer, once you're diagnosed, there just really isn't anything they could do. And then it was a series. I began in October of 2005. I had the double mastectomy. And then I can't remember when, but a few months later went in for the reconstruction and then another surgery, which is the second part of the reconstruction. Now, so it was a very long process.
We don't talk about it much, but breast cancer awareness, breast cancer tends to go with ovarian cancer. And I know that my wife struggled with some of that some years ago, and it took us almost, she was sick for probably 5 years. Through 7 surgeries, and again, the eye-opening, how come I've never heard of this, was really, and we were very lucky that hers was treatable by surgery. She didn't need the chemo or radiation, so she really feels, even though she's 7 surgeries in, like she got the best part of the deal, Let's fast forward. That's what happened. Obviously, you're pinked out today, and I know that you have. We have your page. We can put up Jackie Stride's page. You do an awful lot for breast cancer awareness for other women. You have a women empowering women. No, women.
Women helping to empower
women. Helping to empower women.
Not my group. It was started by Marcia Carter, but I'm very proud to help her with it. And that group's been around, I guess, about almost 18 months now. And it's not just about breast cancer awareness. It's all aspects of women helping women. But the group, WOO, is walking together. We have a team that's walking and they're making strides against breast cancer October 26th. So that page, you can
Where is that?
In Orlando, Lake Eola. And you can join our team. We'd love to have people come walk with us or just donate. Just help us spread the word.
What day is that? October 26th? Mm-hmm. October 26th. You and I spoke, and I just wanted to point this out, how real this is. You were interviewed last year by a woman named Wendy Chioji. I believe she's Channel 2. She was an anchor. I remember 20 years ago, when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, she brought all the cameras in and they did specials on the show, and she was really very open to the public about what she was going on. And she passed away this month.
Yeah, and I didn't know anything about that background until you shared that with me.
But I thought that was quite ironic, that this month she passes away from cancer that came from treatment, and that's something. It's so hard to understand that. You hear 3.5 million survivors and you think, oh, we got this down. But 1 in 5 women who are diagnosed of this are going to die. And the ones who live, they're going to live, affected, being screened and being tested. And I actually believe, even when we look at that number, survivor, that doesn't necessarily mean live till 97 years old. It means live over, I think it's 20 years from diagnosis. So,
but you said something really important, that even when you are a survivor, and you're physically affected, but it's always there. I have to go for another test. I have to go for a PET scan. It's waiting for those results. That's what I saw my mom do. And I was so proud of her, so strong, but it was every 3 months for these tests, every 6 months for that, then holding your breath, waiting for the results, and okay, we're clear for another 3 months. Oh, now we're going in for surgery. It's always there.
Do you know, we're starting to run out of time, but I feel like this question is very important. How do you deal with that? Is it your husband? Is it your faith? Is it your support group of women? How do you deal with that? Constantly being aware of it?
Well, my chances are better than the average person now. So for me, once I had these surgeries done, it was huge weight off my shoulder. But my husband was amazing. My whole family was supportive, people around me. I don't even necessarily consider myself a survivor. Everyone else is, yes, you took steps to do it. And, you hear it. Like, I don't necessarily feel that way or see that way. I feel like, how do you call me a survivor when this woman had the disease and had to go through chemo and all that? So I thank you. I appreciate that people see me that way, but I made choices to I got myself into a better situation than the average person.
Okay, so I've got to say that Jackie said to me earlier, I'm not a hero, but I define a hero as somebody who does something because of somebody else. Jackie made this choice not just so she could live, but so that she could be a mom. Because
I don't think I would have done it if I didn't have kids.
Yeah,
it was for the kids.
So she knew that she didn't want her kids to have to go through what she did. So this is a major surgery, and I find that to be a hero. We have a Making Strides webpage up. You could talk about that event again.
Yep, Saturday, October 26th, Lake Eola. You can just form your own team or join ours.
If we want to join your team, how do we?
There, I did give a link. I was guessing that it's going to be up there.
Yeah. Is this it?
Yep, there it is.
Okay, now are you also raising money?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you donate to the cause if you can't walk with us. And I also gave a couple of images. If you can't afford a mammogram, there are 2 places in Claremont, and I can't remember the names, but I gave them.
He brought them up. There we
are. The Center for Women's Health at South Lake and Claremont Health Center. You may qualify for free exams, so please be sure to look at that. And there are cancer insurance policies, which I knew nothing about. I just learned from my friend Kathy Bateman. She's a local insurance agency here in Claremont. Cool. So if you have, cancer is something that is on your radar, please reach out to her and learn about how you can financially protect yourself, because that's a big part of this.
Jackie, I want to say thank you for coming on and talking. I know this is a very personal subject, and I swear I wouldn't do this today. I just appreciate you being willing to come on and talk about this, because it is so personal. I'm an idiot, right? Jay'll be making fun of me later.
I appreciate it. What I want to get out there is that there are, you had said it earlier, there are, in addition to screening, there may be other options. And so speak to your doctors and learn what options you have before things get bad.
Don't be ignorant. Don't be blind of what we even have a Facebook page up, or no? We do.
That's for Women Helping to Empower Women. That's our group. So if you want any information about that, or we meet the third Thursday of every month, not October because we're doing the walk, but you can go to the Facebook page, learn what we're about, and come join us.
Thanks, Jay. My eyes are dry now. Like a good producer, we'll let you wipe the seeping from your head. I want to say thank you once again to Jackie. I want to say don't be ignorant. If you are going through this, find a support group. Find somebody, even if it's only one person who's not your spouse, that you can talk to. Your spouse loves you, but he just doesn't understand. You know, there's some things only another woman walking in that river.
If there's anyone out there that needs to talk, find me. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere in Claremont.
Jackie is everywhere.
Reach out to the show. You have my permission to give out my
information.
We
can get you to where you need to be.
I would be happy to talk with anyone.
Finally, I just want to say, if you are not going through this, don't be stupid. Get tested. You know, all women should know in America today how to examine themselves, but testing, mammogram, screening is very, very important. I know that my wife and my daughter from early on have always had testing. It's the one thing when I didn't have much money that I found the money to make sure that she could have. And yes, sometimes we had to take advantage of free services. Well, Jackie's been amazing as usual. Look, if you know somebody that should be a guest on Joe Knows South Lake, please reach out to me. Let me know. Tell them to reach out to me. We've got great guests coming on. Also, if you know somebody who should be advertising, who would like to join our family of sponsors, we still have the Spotlight sponsorship spots available. Your logo can hang here for every episode of Joe Knows South Lake. And finally, there is greatness inside you. And just like my friend Jackie has done, don't be afraid to show it. Let the world know how great you are, how you can help others. You can be a hero too. That's been my show for today. I want to say thank you for joining us. I will see you tomorrow, and I love you. Bye-bye. My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe Knows South Lake.